That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
Yeah,
you want one quick question?
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Stuff. It's been a really, really tough week. And yeah, we'll start off with DJ Unk. So DJ Unk, he passed. It's been confirmed by It's been confirmed by his wife that DJ Unk has passed at the age of 43. A real Atlanta legend, a real music legend, a real hip hop legend, a real Southern rap legend. DJ Unk, the guy who created for us millennials a lot of our soundtracks of our childhoods, our kind of preteen ages, teenage ages for some of us, for the older millennials and stuff like that. And he's just so important because it represents a time like the snap era, the dance era, everything, where the dances were the biggest thing in Atlanta, and Atlanta was influencing everything in music and hip hop. They still are to this day. Don't get it twisted. But back then it was like it's always crazy how it always seems like back then it was never as bad as it is now. And now it's honestly not as crazy as it was a couple years ago. I'm like around the time of kind of like the beginning of the lockdown, say 2020, 2021, where it was like drill was heavy. Like we're just coming fresh off of trap and we go into drill. So it goes to violent to like violent with drill. And it was really, really violent. And now we're starting to kind of lighten up again to going to like kids just rapping about like more so drug usage and non-violence and stuff like that. So anyways, I say all that to say 20 years ago, who would have thought 20 years ago that a lot of people that looked at, because I remember the OG's complaints were like the clothes are too big, y'all sagging. Even Andre 3000 on Walk It Out was complaining about the sizes of people's clothes back then. On this, he said, "Take the size, couple of sizes down to make your mama prouder." And you know what I'm saying? Like it was always a thing, and that was the thing that people were complaining about. But who would have known? Like 20 years, you look at what's going on now in rap music and how like crazy it is and how it turns into real life beef and what really happens and all the stuff around the music and stuff like that. You're like, man, I wish we could have that time back where we just smiling and dancing to every song. And the lyrics were simple, because OGs were also complaining about that back then, right? Like KRS-One had beef with Soldier Boy, and he said Soldier Boy wasn't hip hop because Soldier Boy was doing you and dancing instead of like real hip hop. I'm rapping to the beat. I'm rapping to the beat. Shout out to KRS-One, by the way. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like a lot of times I say all this to say I feel like while DJ Unk definitely had his moment in the city and he definitely had his moment in Southern rap. And thanks to nostalgia of the 2020s, he was able to get some of those flowers. Uh, he didn't really. I don't know if he was able to get everything, all this love that he's feeling right now. I'm not sure if he was able to really 100% feel that while he was on Earth and experience that on Earth, because at the peak, right, in the 2000s, you have the OGs complaining about it's not real hip hop because you rapping about dancing and it's repetitive lyrics and repetitive hooks. And then you have another side of people complaining about all the clothes are too big. Y'all look ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Pull your pants up, son. Wear a shirt that's actually your size. And so it's like he dealt with complaining then he dealt with kind of like 2010s, like where people kind of move on to the next hot thing. And then in the 2020s, even had some people I know in the Facebook comments that was talking about, oh, he did this to me, he got me on it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, when will he ever get this type of love that we seen DJ Unk get today, man? And I think that's the saddest part of this stuff. One of the saddest parts. Another sad part, he was 43 years old. He was 43 years old. He had a medical thing where he had a heart attack. It was reported in 2009. We don't know what has happened here. I know about a year ago year, maybe even a couple years ago in the 2020s, there was someone who said he posted on his Instagram that he was hospitalized and he was in the hospital, and they said pray for Unc. Um, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, man, it's really tough. It's really tough. It's really tough. It's really tough for black men in particular to like just live, man. Just live. Live to see an old age. I'm dealing with some stuff personally, you know what I'm saying, within the family. And it's a really tough time, man. And it's just, I just think about our health as black men, like why aren't we able to see an older age? And like, is it, I think it's partially on us as well to like not getting as many checkups and stuff like that. But it's like you look at someone like Chadwick Boseman, he probably got a bunch of checkups. He probably, you know what I'm saying, was doing everything he could. He looked like a healthy individual until like the last few months where people started memeing him and stuff like that. And they had no clue what he was going through behind the scenes, off camera. But it's just like, man, this stuff is really tough, bro. It's really tough. It's really tough to see happen time and time and time after again. But Walk It Out and Two Step were two huge moments, bro, of just like the middle school dances and stuff and everything like that. It was always like the best moment. Two stepping, like seeing the kid with like twists or dreads or something like that, just shaking around like, hey, get jiggy with it, or get jiggy with it. It's just Unc brought like smiles to our faces, bro. Like, I know my cousin was one of the dancers in Atlanta and stuff like that. Shout out Casey. He also rapped and stuff like that in that time. And like, it's just, it was cool for like grown men to like smile and snap and dance and lean and rock and jig and swag. Like, it was cool. And like Unc was like one of the voices of the parties when that was happening. You know what I'm saying? Someone said BET, we got to do for the tribute, we got to get the whole snap era out there. So we got to get the Fabos, we got to get the D4Ls, we got to get the franchise boys. We got to get everybody out there and pay, Unc the correct tribute. I salute BET once again for the 50th anniversary of hip hop that at the BET Awards, the year that they were on the writer strike, right? And the actor strike as well. So they didn't have an actual host at the BET Awards, but they had performances. It was a night of performances for celebrating 50 years of hip hop. I celebrate and salute BET for choosing DJ Unk to be a part of that celebration as well, to perform Walk It Out. I remember that it was an amazing moment and stuff like that. It was so many performances because it was just 3 hours of performances, and I'm so glad that they got every little kind of thing, So Walk It Out, they had Fly. FLY out there, doing swag surf to close the night. Master P did his whole thing with na 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 na. They had what was that, the year that Buster got that might have, yeah, Buster got honored that year and stuff like that. Corey LeRae did that. Girls as players too. Like, she did that. And obviously the highlight of the night was the Offset and Quavo reunion to celebrate Takeoff and his life and legacy and stuff like that. So salute to BET for remembering Unc and putting him in that very, very special thing. Thank you, Unc, for bringing us one of the best Andre 3000 verses ever on the Walk It Out remix. That's one of Andre's best on a mainstream level, on a radio level. Walk It Out like Usher. If it did, come on, man. Sorry, you're on that Andre 3000. Come on, man. I walk it, I walk it, I walk it, man. So salute to Andre 3000 and salute to T-Pain as well on the two-step remix. I on Tuesday, I ran like the Rio. I didn't even see the name of this Spaces until like in the middle of it. It's crazy that was here. Reba is tripping on Twitter. Hold on, can I? All right, there we go. Take that out. Respect. But T Pain snapped on the like, it was just a moment. And I'm glad that he's eating. I hope that his family's eating. I hope they have, he had his rights together with the music and stuff like that, because Glorilla sampled him on one of the more successful records of 2024 with a hold on, hey, hold on. That's DJ Unk's song. So, I hope that, he had all his business and publishing or rights, all that stuff in order. So he was able to eat off that. I know one of my favorite lines as a kid, and I asked my mom about it back then and stuff like that. Like, what does that mean? Is this a lot of money? When he said 40,000, I made that in a month. I'm on resorts and islands. And I was like, Mom, it's like 40,000 a lot for a month. And she said, Yeah, like I don't even make that in a year. Why does it? And so like I always kind of measured like how much rappers really make off of like that DJ Unk voice verse. And I believe I also Walk It Out remix where he said 40,000, I made that in a month. I'm on resorts and islands. And like I don't know. I just always kind of use that as a measuring stick to know how much rappers really get paid. This was back in like 2005, 2006, so I can only imagine what it is now. Free DJ Yella, you know what I'm saying? Another Atlanta legend. People love that song still to this day. I don't know what y'all been told. Like, see, and I had to shout out Yellow because like we're just on the kind of wavelength of appreciating our Atlanta legends from that time period. And yeah, man, I want him to feel the type of love that DJ Unk is getting now, which is unfortunately, I feel like kind of late. Someone asked me who was it? It was let me give him his props, say his name and stuff like that on camera, because he's been showing a lot of love in the comments, and I want to at least recognize him, let him know that I'm not ignoring him. It was just a difficult thing to. It was Benjamin Reichman Richmond Benjamin Richmond. So you see Benjamin right here. He's got the trumpet. So I guess he's a musician himself. He said, "Check out my Paramore cover." I'm just gonna might as well sub. But yeah, Ben. He was just asking what I was gonna do with my book idea with OG Mako. Um, Working with OG Mako, and I didn't answer it because it's because I just had so many people like take my ideas, so I didn't think Ben was gonna take it, but it was just really for like the other people, like other people on the internet and stuff like that, reading the comments. I didn't want them to take it, so that's why I kept it kind of gate kept it, Ben. It wasn't anything personal to you. So yeah. Rest in peace, DJ Aunt, bro. Rest in peace, OG Mako. Rest in peace to all the homies for show. And speaking of Lil Xelly, man. So yeah, this was really tough. Lil Xelly was an underground, popular SoundCloud guy for over the past decade, and the underground really paid their respects to him. I knew of Lil Xelly, but I didn't really, what I'm saying, I wasn't tapped into him for real, for real. But Tony was, and you guys know on this channel how like close I am and appreciative I am of Tony. My high school classmate and stuff like that back in Atlanta, and so to see how close he was to Zelly, and to see his reaction afterwards, obviously Cash paid tribute to him as well. Pop star Benny paid tribute to him as well. But then this was one of my favorite moments of the day in music. Was Tony dropping this "Gone Too Soon," his tribute to Lil Zelly. He was just talking about how underappreciated he was, and stuff like that. And he was, just saying all of the things, bro. Just like it's whack. Just like what I was saying with Unk, it was whack how he didn't really receive all this love and attention until he was gone. And he was saying, why do the legends have to be gone young and stuff like that? Zelly been on his, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was independent as well. So he was doing this independent SoundCloud thing and pulled his weight and built the audience and stuff like that, similar to what Tony's doing and stuff like that. And man, it's just like crazy, bro. It's just crazy. The tribute is beautiful. The tribute is beautiful, Tony. I think is like just a crazy thing. Tony, he donated like $500 to the GoFundMe. If you guys don't know what happened to Zelly was in a car. and the car got hit up by somebody in the DMV area. He was in the DMV area with his girlfriend, I believe, and him and his girlfriend passed away as a result of the attack up in the DMV on their car. And so there's a GoFundMe up. I know I retweeted it. I could go to my page and see it. There's a GoFundMe up about this. And yeah, man, that's what's going on. And Tony, you see it right here. His GoFundMe. Tony donated $500 to the family. At the time, especially at least at the time, it was the highest donation that they've received, and they are 83% now from their goal. So I could put this link in my description as well, and you guys can help donate all that if that's in your heart and stuff like that to make sure Lil Zelly's family is good and they can bury their son, they can bury their brother, they can bury their cousin, all of that stuff, man, because that stuff is important to do. All right, hold on, let me save this. I'm updating the description right now to this video. Okay, so yeah, if you're in here on the live, the GoFundMe for Lil Zelly is now, the link is in the description. We are deeply saddened by the sudden passing of Leilani, our Muraquin, our beloved niece, and her friend Marcel Herbron. And Marcel's his real name, Xelly. Tony opened up with Xelly, with calling him Marcel, which I felt like it just made the track hit harder. And I just thought he did an amazing job with it, man. That's what hip hop is all about. That's what the art is all about, to do something like that, to put your words to a melody. I know it's probably been tough for Tony. It's been tough for I think Cash said he was having trouble sleeping and stuff like that. A lot of people were saying the news was really messing him up and stuff like that. So, I just pray for all the dudes in the underground, all his supporters, all his fans, and obviously his family and everybody like that, man, for sure. But yes, Marcel, you might have heard this on the news. We are devastated and cannot imagine life without these beautiful souls. In this difficult time, we are raising funds to help cover the funeral expenses to support both families. They probably didn't have life insurance. They probably didn't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was a 20-something-year-old underground rapper. He wasn't thinking about life insurance and all of these things that, you know what I'm saying, to keep things going for real. So yeah, that's what that was. In this difficult time, we are raising funds to help cover the funeral costs to support both families. Any contribution will help ease the burden of their loved ones as they navigate through this challenging period. The funds we are raising are transferred to Orlando, Flores, the father of Leilani, and Orlando will provide some of the funds to Marcel's family, his mother. Donations can be made via GoFundMe. No amount is too small, and every bit is greatly appreciated. Thank you for your support, love, and prayers during this heartbreaking time. Your generosity means the world to us. Yes, so I say all this to say, rest in peace, Lil Zelly, and his girlfriend, Miss Leilani, as well. See, they go back a long time. He had the little twist. He had the little twist, the fade, and everything like that. But yeah, man, sad moment there. Once again, another way too young. You look at DJ Unk, 43. You look at Lil Zelly in his 20s. And these are just two examples of too young, man. Too young. All right. I'm sorry, y'all.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
And Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.